Legacy Precious Metals is the company that I trust to give you good and patient counsel for investing in your retirement. The Biden administration has caused a financial crisis and they have no clue how to fix it. Oil prices have skyrocketed, and when oil prices go up, not only do your expenses go up, but the cost of transportation and shipping spikes, leading the prices of goods to rise. And we are already seeing record inflation. That's the last thing that we need. Our economy is in trouble, and you need to take steps to protect yourself. If all your money is tied up in stocks, bonds, and traditional markets, you may be vulnerable. So gold is one of the very best ways to protect your retirement. No matter what happens, you own your own gold. It's real, it's physical, and it's always been valuable since the dawn of time. Call Legacy Precious Metals today at 866-528-1903 or visit them online at legacypminvestments.com. That's legacypminvestments.com, where you can download the free investor's guide. You can also go to my Facebook page, Jenna Ellis. I am a public figure on Facebook, and I just posted yesterday a really great interview with the president of Legacy Precious Metals, who is discussing why you need to start your retirement account even if you're in your 20s or 30s. There is always a great time to protect your retirement and invest, just like you want to protect your health over the long term. So go to Legacy Precious Metals at legacypminvestments.com or call 866-528-1903.
As a constitutional law attorney, former senior legal advisor, and personal counsel to President Donald J. Trump, Jenna Ellis believes in the rule of law and the importance of integrity in our elections. And she's ready to tackle the big cultural and legal issues facing America. This is the Jenna Ellis Show. Here is your host, Jenna Ellis.
Well, hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Jenna Ellis Show. Of course, the breaking news today that you should be hearing from all outlets, by the way, but of course you're not. You're only hearing it from Salem Podcast Network and Frank Speech and some of the other actual news outlets that want to cover the truth, that want to cover what's going on, and will cover it fairly and accurately, and have people like Mike Lindell on. Of course, this is the news today that his cell phone was seized by the FBI and boxed him into a Hardee's drive-through yesterday. I mean, this is just so ridiculous, so shameless. And so Mike is on with me right now to tell the story and what is going on. So Mike, I think everyone who loves you and supports you and appreciates the patriot that you are to this country, and appreciates so much how much you've stood firm for the truth, they just want to know your story, if you're okay, what happened. So what can you tell us about the FBI incident yesterday?
Well, I will say this. The last couple of weeks, it's kind of ironic. I've been on my show, my Lindell report on Frank Speech TV, and I said, hey FBI, like when they were bashing doors down in Colorado, I said, why don't you come and bash down my door? Why don't you come for me? Because I have all the evidence. That's why you're not coming. So it's kind of ironic here. Me and my friend, we get up at 4 a.m. to go duck hunting, teal hunting in Iowa. It's an early season. We drive 2.5 hours. We get 9 ducks. We come back halfway, and my home, actually, it's where I was born in Mankato, Minnesota. I said, I had to be back to work. I had to change out of duck clothes into a suit, and I had to be back by noon for filming. So we're kind of in a hurry. I said, let's go through a drive-through here at Hardee's. We get in the drive-through, and they say, the guy goes, or the gal, she says, can I bring the rest of your food out to you? Can you pull ahead? So I pulled ahead, and a little bit of a sidewalk there. Well, at that time, it was very strange. A car pulled in perpendicular to me, just right in front of me. And I'm looking, well, is he going to turn? Or he's parked there, and he wasn't looking at me. And it was just a normal car. It wasn't a big black sedan or anything like that, or black SUV. And I thought that was weird, but we're still waiting for our food. I go, come on, buddy, hurry up, move. And then I look to my right. Another car at that moment pulls up and pins in the right side. And then a guy comes flying up the drive-through there right behind us. So we're boxed in. And I said to my friend, we got some bad guys here. Let me get out. So I get out and I go, who are you guys? And they go, the guy goes, we're with the FBI. And I go, I want to see badges now. So they're flipping out badges. And I said, yours too over there in that car. I said, I don't trust any of you. So then they said, I said, what do you want? And they said, I said, we want to talk to you. I said, oh, you're not going to arrest me? They go, no, we want to talk to you. He just said, no, we want to talk to you. And I'm going, yeah, okay. And, which, like I say, I wanted to get the word out. I figure if they take me in, I could give them the evidence and this would be all go away. Bye-bye, right? Well, anyway, I pull over to the side and they all come around my side. One of them takes my buddy and starts, who are you, whatever. And he's all nervous and stressed. And the FBI goes, we're sorry to stress you out or whatever. I go, oh, I'm not stressed. I got all day for you guys. What in the heck are you doing? And they start asking me questions. Says, well, you fly your plane all over the United States. You fly a lot. Why? I go, well, really, that's none of your business. But if you really want to know, I spend 18 hours a day trying to get rid of these electronic voting machines and computers in our elections. So I meet with attorney generals. I meet with senators. I meet with crooked secretaries of state. I say that, Jenna, because I've only met one that's not crooked. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I told this to the FBI, and I started telling them about evidence. I started taking over the conversation. I'm telling him, I go, does this involve the January 6th? He goes, no, it does not at all involve January 6th. And I said, well, will you tell that charade of January 6th? I would love to come to their little charade and bring the evidence there to stop that big thing and get these people out of prison. It's disgusting. And he goes, Mike, we're here for something, for something else. I go, well, what? Come out with it, right? So they asked me some more questions. When did you meet the physicist, Dr. Doug Frank? I said, when I filmed Scientific Proof. I said, well, let me tell you about Doug Frank. I said, his stuff comes right from the Secretary of State. So his data is data. You can't lie about the data. So Jenna, when I told him, I said, are you sure you guys aren't here because I did this big reach out for the cast vote records of our country that shows 97% of all the counties were corrupted by computers? And he goes, and he didn't answer that. So I'm going, I think this is just a big cover up. And I said, a big deflection. I said, what else do you need? We talked for about 20 minutes. And then he goes, or first he asked if we had guns. And I said, yeah, we're hunting. You already know that. You watched. I said, didn't we shoot good? He's asking stupid questions. I said, that's a stupid question. He goes, well, Mike, I'm surprised you can hunt with, have guns, with your past. And I go, whoever said I couldn't hunt with my past? I said, did you read my book? I go, yeah, and I go, did you read my book? He goes, no, but my brother did. And it saved him or whatever. And I took that as meaning coming to Jesus. Or maybe it saved him from addiction. I don't know. But anyway, we had this conversation. So then all of a sudden he broke the news to me, Jenna. He goes, but we got some bad news. We're going to take your cell phone. I go, you ain't taking my cell phone. I said, 5 companies run on this. I said, 5 companies, including my Lindell Recovery Network. I don't use a computer. I use this phone for everything. And I said, will you arrest me if I don't give you the phone? I was hoping he'd say yes. I'd rather get arrested than give up this phone. And he goes, no, we're not going to arrest you, but we are getting that phone. And I go, well, I'm going to call a lawyer. He goes, well, first he said no. And I said, I need to call a lawyer. I don't even know if your little subpoena here is legit. I said, I need to know this. And I said, I'm calling my lawyer. He goes, yeah, okay, call your lawyer. So I called one of my lawyers. The lawyer says, he could hear me arguing with him going, just take me in. And then he goes, Mike, give him the phone. And I'm going, no, I don't want to give him the phone. It was like one of these, taking my phone. Well, anyway, so we give him the phone, and then they give me this sheet, Jenna. You're going to love this. So they give me all these subpoena papers and from the U.S. Department of Justice, okay? Now, this would be good lawyer talk for you. You tell me what this means. It says, as an official criminal investigation is being conducted by an agency of the United States and a federal grand jury in the District of Colorado, it goes on to say, you are not under an obligation of secrecy. However, we request that you do not disclose the existence of this subpoena for an indefinite period of time. Although the law does not require non-disclosure unless a court order is issued, we believe that the impact of you disclosing this would be detrimental to the investigation. Then it says, if you don't believe that you can comply with that request, please notify the undersigned Assistant United States Attorney, Aaron Teitelbaum. So you know what I did, Jenna? I went on my show last night to notify Aaron Teitelbaum. I said, Aaron, I hope you're watching because I'm telling the world.
Mhm. Well, this sounds like the suggestions from all of the Democrats that said, we suggest that you isolate for 10 days if you fly, from state to state. And, they make it sound like this dramatic mandate. But, when I was traveling back and forth to California during COVID during all of the shutdowns and everything for a client, there were a lot of suggestions in place. And some states actually had those things. But the suggestions, I was like, okay, all right, thanks, government. I don't really need that advice, and
Yeah,
I'm going to ignore the suggestion. Thanks. You
right.
know,
Well,
but
I
so
just don't, I'm tired of them suppressing the truth. I've got a case, I've got a Dennis Montgomery thing sitting out in Nevada with all the evidence on it that to get rid of all this lawfare and get this stuff done. Jen, I said to them FBI agents, I said, you guys, why don't one of you become a whistleblower on the FBI? I said, it's disgusting that you're bashing people's doors in Colorado, Gold Star moms, other people, America's mom, Sharona Bishop. The one FBI guy from Colorado, he goes, well, Sharona didn't open her door fast enough. And it was 42 seconds. I go, oh, really? So that's the new threshold? If the FBI knocks on your door, make sure you have a stopwatch and you run there and get there at 41 seconds. Of course, they might lower the bar, so maybe you should do it in 35. It's disgusting. I told him, I said, where has our country gone that our companies get attacked like My Pillow and people, lawyers, physicians, doctors, whatever, all this before all this garbage happened, before all this was uncovered, people were people in all walks of life, and now they're getting just attacked for their First Amendment rights of free speech, and it's very damaging to everything. This is where we're at. This is trying to cancel our voice, and that's another example. I came out with those cast vote records 2 weeks ago. You think people now? I thought, you know what they're going to do now? All these counties, all these people go, I don't want to talk to Mike Lindell. The FBI might come knocking on my door. Well, that's not true, Jenna. The whole world has gotten behind me. The whole world has gotten behind me and our cause. And all they've done, they backfired on them. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. And that's encouraging, and it's very encouraging that you're taking this stand. And I think that the American people, especially moving into the midterms, are saying we have had enough of this. We've had enough of the FBI coming after everyone who is remotely associated with President Trump, anyone who is asking questions about election integrity. At what point in this country did it become criminal to simply ask questions? And, before this show, you were talking about your own state senator who had questions about the electronic voting machines. And that was somehow okay when a Democrat did it. But now when Republicans and people who are Trump associates are asking questions, then somehow that's criminal conduct. And so, when going back to this conversation for like 20 minutes that you had with the FBI, I mean, none of those questions in any way, I mean, where did you fly your plane? I mean, none of those things sound remotely like it was in any way even suggesting criminal activity. I mean, where do these people come at you with just basic questions like that, and then they won't let you call your lawyer? And I mean, this is just madness.
Right. Well, they did let me call him, eventually, because I'm going, you know what? I had the grip on the phone then, too, and they would have took it away with force. They basically said that we're not going to arrest you, but we are getting that phone. And I just, I'd already talked to him about God with my phone, that his brother had read my book. And maybe that touched him a little bit, kind of like Jimmy Kimmel and I, when I was on Jimmy Kimmel at halftime. Jimmy says to me, I go, Jimmy, we have to unite this country. This stuff really happened. It wouldn't matter if my friend Donald Trump had won. I said, we have to get rid of these machines and we have to unite as a people. I said, this is scary stuff that we can lose our country. And Jimmy said, and I said, Jimmy, they attacked you last summer when you did blackface in the 90s. You know what he said to me, Jenna? He goes, well, Mike, the difference is I did something bad. All you did was back a man you believe in. And now, Jenna, it's gotten to the point I can't even talk about machine companies that nobody's heard the names before, and they come after you because what? I'm speaking out. I can't unsee what I know and what I've seen. I can't take that back. I'm just going to go fishing and just hang out and just let my country fall by the wayside and let people get lost out there. A hopelessness. Drugs are pouring into our country. By the way, everybody, go to LindellRecoveryNetwork.org. It's free. It's for addicts. It'll help people. The bonus is getting off the drugs. The big thing is finding Jesus, because that is our hope. And I'll tell you, this has been the greatest revival. I'm so excited. Once people, and I'm talking about all people, take away the Democrat Republican thing. Jenna, during this time, everything that's going on is reuniting the people. I was surprised. Till 2 a.m, I was on the phone with the media. I looked at social media, and if you take the bots out, it's very easy, everybody, to find a bot. You look and see how many friends they have. They usually have, you click on them, they have 3 circles. It's just a made-up bot. They sit in a computerized room to attack people, okay? But if you take the bots out, it was like 99%. I mean, 99% comments backing me and saying, you know what, you got to please stand up, be courage. And I tell people, this platform is everybody's platform. You know, we're all here for such a time as this, and everything you see happening is happening. When this happened to me yesterday, I said, you know what? Somehow something good is going to come out of this. Well, you know what I've seen so far today is people like CNN have called me, ABC, NBC, CBS. They've all finally called me, and I'm able to say, you guys, don't you care about your country? We got to get rid of these machines. You got to go to Frank's Speech and look at those images. You know, all the people that when they suppressed the Moment of Truth Summit, Jenna, do you know Google and them completely suppressed it so the word didn't get out? Maybe this is God's way of saying, you know what, the word's going to get out.
You know? So how are the mainstream media reacting to this? I mean, have you been invited to come on live and actually tell your story?
Interesting you say that. WCCO at CBS here in Minnesota, it's our local CBS, our local WCCO. They actually had me on live this morning at 7:15. I texted them. I said, I'll go on if it's live. And they said, you come on right now. And I was able to talk freely. I mean, that's just amazing. Now, most of them are reporters calling. Of course, CNN, of course, you know, they're real brave. They call me up and they interview me. But they don't bring me on live. That would be, I mean, it's, you know, I don't know if they're afraid of me saying some horrible words that rhyme with dominion. I don't know. But they certainly don't want me telling people about the evidence. You know, they don't want to say, they don't want me to say, oh, Mike, you got your cell phone taken. And they'll draw all kinds of conclusions. One of the things they're not doing, Jenna, they're not putting in their garbage in. They're like, yep, Mike Lindell, another one of those January 6th, they went and got their phones because they know that would be a lie. You know, right. So they're staying away from that. They're staying away from that because I have reached out to the January 6th and said, please let me come there and show you the evidence. You know, I mean, it's disgusting. Why are they only inviting people like Bill Barr and Brad Raffensperger and people like that that are the biggest, liest criminals that ever walked the planet? You know,
well, because they only want to tell their narrative. And, you know, as you and I spoke about at your summit, I submitted over 9,000 pages of documents to the January 6th committee when they subpoenaed my communications and records. And how many of those things got into the live hearings? Did they even talk about that? Of course not, because it goes against their narrative. They don't want to hear from anyone or view anything that goes against their narrative that this was the most safe and secure election. And they say that baselessly. When has the January 6th committee or any mainstream media outlet or anyone ever actually proven that assertion by the mainstream media? They haven't. And so this is something that the American people should continue to debate, should continue to freely discuss if we are in an American society that truly is free and has freedom of speech. You should be able to lobby your attorneys general, your senators, your legislators, the secretaries of state, and go and ask them these questions without the FBI coming and asking, why are you talking to public officials? I mean, this is insane. So where do you think this goes from here, and how can people help? Because I think that's really, I mean, for everybody listening here, they love and support you. They so appreciate you. They want to know, what can we do?
Well, I'll tell you one thing that's helped is everybody has reacted. For my employees are very worried here at My Pillow in my store. Buying our products always helps. And you have a promo code, don't you, Jenna?
Yeah, promo code Jenna, which I always really appreciate when everyone who listens here supports Mike, because then that tells you that they listen to my show and they hear from you here.
and that always helps. But I'll tell you, for our country, that gives me a peace here that I can, because I'm trying to run about 4 or 5 different things, but almost all of my day is spent to get rid of these electronic voting machines. You all went out and got cast vote records. Here's your call to action today. Tell everyone you know. When they take, did you hear about Mike Lindell? Say, go to frankspeech.com, go to the App Store and get the app Frank Speech. Tell all your friends, your family, your liberal friends, your Democrat friends, your conservative friends, everybody you know. All the information is there. The evidence is there. Calls to actions are there. It's a one-stop shop library of information. It's all there. You have the lawsuits that are there. You have a library there called Cause of America. You want to go into a library, an archive library of everything that's happened over the last couple of years, stuff that they've deleted from our lives is there. But there's a great call to action there too of what you can do to save your state. And these are called their Freedom of Information Act, their FOIA requests. All of you can go do that now and check out those FOIA requests. But the biggest thing is we have to unite with a voice. We get one shot at this right now so that we can get the word out. And then you start having these conversations that everybody should want to get rid of these machines. One of the things I want everyone to do when you go to Frank's Speech, look up Clint Curtis from the Moment of Truth Summit. Clint was a Democrat. He's a Democrat. He voted for Biden, friends with Kamala Harris and all the Democrats. But an interesting thing, and Jenna, you might have seen this at the Moment of Truth Summit, he wrote the first algorithms for the machines to steal elections, 5149. Now, he wasn't going to come to the Moment of Truth Summit, and I said, hey, this isn't a rally. These are people that want the machines gone to have fair elections. So he was brave enough and stood on that stage, everybody. And him and I now, we became pretty good friends. And he said, we're going to go get the Democrats who, for 18 years, the Democrats warned us of these machines. We're going to go to Democrats and Republican politicians and say, hey, you guys, we want to come before you all and say we all need to unite to get rid of these machines and do paper ballots, hand counted. So I just want everyone should check out Clint Curtis, but get your friends, family, everyone to frankspeech.com. It will help everything. It will give a peace of mind to that we have a bigger voice. And by the way, in this next coming election, I'll give you a couple of hints here. Vote in person, everybody. Most of the algorithms that we know, because we can watch it in real time through something called an Edison report. Every vote in this country goes through New Jersey through a thing called Edison. Then it goes out to the media. And when you see votes go in reverse, that's impossible. So what we're doing is everybody votes in person. It's a lot harder for them to use the algorithms.
But I really appreciate that so much, Mike. And, this is so important that you are continuing to be in this fight and conserve the truth and put the truth out there. And you're doing it also, though, with such joy. And I mean, even just describing the interaction that you had with the FBI, I mean, this is something where I think only a Christian truly could have that kind of response and to have this kind of fortitude. And so I know that so many people are praying for you. And so thank you for your testimony as well.
Jenna, thanks for having me on your show. But you know what, everybody? We will get through this. It's going to be amazing. And remember, everything had to happen just the way it happened. This is on God's timing, not our timing. And we're in the greatest revival in history. So everybody keep the faith. Don't save your courage for a rainy day because it's pouring outside. And God bless you all, Jenna. Thanks for having me on your show.
God bless you too, Mike. We always love having you, and thanks so much for your courage. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Legacy Precious Metals is the company that I trust to give you good and patient counsel for investing in your retirement. The Biden administration has caused a financial crisis, and they have no clue how to fix it. Oil prices have skyrocketed, and when oil prices go up, not only do your expenses go up, but the cost of transportation and shipping spikes, leading the prices of goods to rise. And when and we are already seeing record inflation. That's the last thing that we need. Our economy is in trouble, and you need to take steps to protect yourself. If all your money is tied up in stocks, bonds, and traditional markets, you may be vulnerable. So gold is one of the very best ways to protect your retirement. No matter what happens, you own your own gold. It's real, it's physical, and it's always been valuable since the dawn of time. Call Legacy Precious Metals today at 866-528-1903 or visit them online at legacypminvestments.com. That's legacypminvestments.com, where you can download the free investor's guide. You can also go to my Facebook page, Jenna Ellis. I am a public figure on Facebook, and I just posted yesterday a really great interview with the president of Legacy Precious Metals, who is discussing why you need to start your retirement account even if you're in your 20s or 30s. There is always a great time to protect your retirement and invest, just like you want to protect your health over the long term. So go to Legacy Precious Metals at legacypminvestments.com or call 866-528-1903. MyPillow is having their biggest sheet sale of the year. You all have helped build MyPillow into the amazing company that it is today. Now, Mike Lindell, the inventor and CEO, wants to give back exclusively to you, his listeners. The Percale bed sheet set is available in a variety of colors and sizes, and they are all on sale. So, for example, the queen size is regularly priced at $89.98, but is now only $39.98 with our listener promo code Jenna, Jenna. So order now, because when they're gone, they're gone. The Percale bed sheets are breathable and have a cool and crisp feel. These come with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee, so don't miss out on this incredible offer. There's a limited supply, so be sure to order now. You can call 1-800-564-8475 and use the promo code Jenna, or go to mypillow.com/Jenna. You can click on the radio listeners square and use the promo code Jenna. That's Jenna. Thank you so much to all of Mike Lindell's listeners and listeners of this podcast for making sure to support MyPillow and using our exclusive listener promo code Jenna. That's Jenna.